we interrupt our program.
We interrupt our program.
A bulletin. Present a special report.
We interrupt this program.
We interrupt this broadcast.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
Special report, Olympic Park bombing. I'm Bob Price. A pipe bomb exploded at the Centennial Olympic Park in Atlanta, killing at least 2 people, injuring more than 100 Olympic fans.
I have just returned from the White House, where it has just been announced that the United States is now using an atomic bomb, the most powerful explosive yet developed. At the White House, Ethan Ayers, Presidential Press Secretary, released a statement by the President of the United States on the atomic bomb.
We have a report relayed through the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded. We are now looking at all the contingency operations and awaiting word from any recovery forces in the downrange field.
Berlin's famous freedom bell rang out over the newly opened border. After 28 years, the East German government has thrown open the nation's prison-like Berlin Wall, and thousands of East and West Germans have been partying on the wall ever since.
The German news agency Transocean said today in a broadcast that the Allied invasion had begun. I repeat, the German news agency Transocean said today in a broadcast that the Allied invasion...
says the bomber hit it.
U.S. forces opened fire.
Car bombers.
U.S. military officials are calling on all Iraqi.
All during the weekend, there has been an atmosphere of crisis here in Washington. Congressional leaders met with the president at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Good evening, my fellow citizens. This government, as promised, has maintained the closest surveillance of the Soviet military buildup on the island.
The White House has just announced that the President has relieved General of the Army Douglas MacArthur of all his commands in the Far East. The President says he took this action with deep regret because the General is unable to give his wholehearted support to the policies of the United States government and of the United Nations pertaining to his official duties.
The U.S. Embassy in Tehran remains occupied by Iranian students demanding extradition of the Shah and a total break in relations with America. Although as many as 100 people are being held hostage, the State Department says there is no reason to panic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the news we've all been waiting for. That news has just come to us from Washington. Japan accepts surrender terms of the Allies. So for all of you who are so interested, for all of us from coast to coast, there are just 7 important words from Washington. Japan accepts surrender terms of the Allies.
To leave office before my term is completed is abhorrent to every instinct in my body. But as president, I must put the interests of America first. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
As announcing that the German High Command accepts unconditional surrender.
General Eisenhower informs me.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole.
Anna Nicole.
Anna
Nicole.
Anna Nicole.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole.
Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith.
Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith. Anna.
Christ, ladies and gentlemen, the smoke and the flames now, and the flame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. All the humanity and all the presidents screaming around it. I can't talk, ladies and gentlemen.